It's Tuesday, February 21st, 2012, and this is news. The European Union struck a $170 billion bailout deal with Greece that they hope will inspire private investors to agree to take a massive loss on their investments in the insolvent nation. The deal was made after the 11th hour failure of a proposal by President Obama to give Greece to the United Auto Workers. Just days after President Obama told NBC's Matt Lauer that he's getting better at being president as time goes on, Obama's Treasury Secretary appeared before a Senate panel to explain the president's new budget proposal.
Even if Congress were to enact this budget, we would still be left with, in the outer decades, as millions of Americans retire, what are still unsustainable commitments in Medicare and Medicaid.
What a contrast with a year ago when Geithner described the less experienced Obama's budget this way.
With the president's plan, even if Congress were to enact it, and even if Congress were to hold to it, and reduce those deficits to 3% of GDP over the next 5 years, we would still be left with a very large interest burden and unsustainable obligations over time.
The only question now, is this trend of rapid presidential improvement sustainable? Several hundred active duty service members and military veterans rallied for GOP presidential hopeful Ron Paul outside of the White House yesterday, where they literally did an about-face, turning their backs on President Obama. Paul's campaign has received more contributions from military donors than any of the other candidates, including the president. A White House spokesman said Obama phoned Representative Paul and asked him to withdraw his neocon occupation force from the neighborhood. And finally today, cable news networks provided hours of coverage for millions of viewers around the world from singer Whitney Houston's funeral over the weekend. A CNN producer said an event of such global interest happens perhaps once in a generation, and that despite the tragedy of Houston's untimely death, he took comfort that it happened during the Nielsen ratings sweeps. For PJ Newsbreak, I'm Scott Ott. Click on pjtv.com throughout the day for your antidote to the obsolete media.